Hi everyone, just a catch up. Whilst we're waiting some materials, we started celltexing areas where there will be floor. So on this bit we're gonna have a meter deck, so you can put your chair out and stuff. So which means, if you can see that double there, that is our wall, and then we need to put another double between them two to take the wall, which will be the wall for the room itself. So room will be slightly smaller than this, so this is, some of it is a deck area. So just want to show you how we support the installation. So what we're doing, we using these bit of batten. We're using a bit of batten and we're just nailing it onto the underside of the joist, the side of it, sorry, not on the side. And that's, you don't have to go all the way, but for us it worked out that we use 3 meter length. So we've got a meter which fits here. It's slightly short, but it doesn't matter. All it does is to support your Celtex, because timber will shrink sooner or later. So I just want to share how we support it. And it's not really rocket science, but it's one of the cheap ways of doing it really. I used set square to mark 14mm of the bottom, and then we put these 19 by 50 ripped in half batten. So it doesn't have to be anything special, it's just enough for you to nail it in. Use nail gun or screws, whatever you want, but nail gun is quick obviously. Just nail it on in. So as I said, we're waiting on materials to arrive, so I will be cracking on with that, infilling all these, going all the way back to the front to that 4th one, and then on the 3rd one what we'll do, we'll have to put double joists in to take our wall up again, and that's what we're gonna have to do with that. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and make sure you have nailed all your joist hangers because before you actually insulate, because obviously then it will be a bit too late. And if you have any gaps, obviously there might be some, you know, it does happen, so just use expanding foam in a gun and just foam up any little gaps which are there, and you'll be all good to go. So hope you're enjoying it so far, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So just to catch up, still waiting on the size of this door here. So I don't really want to start building the wall not knowing exact size. So we know them because we got them, we know the window. So what I'll do, we'll cut the noggings and we'll fit them to strengthen things up, and then we got some 6x2 to put in heads of where the doors are, where the window is, so we'll do that as well. And hopefully by that time we'll know what the door size we're having there. We can do that then, and yeah, so it's coming along. Once we build all the walls, next will be roof joists to fit. And as I mentioned, because we had oversized roof joists, I've cut off the fall on them, so don't be surprised why we don't put noggings on. But because this is going to be a cold roof, a lot of people don't do it, but I would suggest you to do counterbatten it. I know it's a big area, but you still need to counterbatten it for airflow, because if there's not airflow, and even if you use Celotex in between and then you use a foil tape, which is not really correct way, because you have a bridge from the timber which will go up, so the heat will travel up from timber. So you should technically do it as same as you would do with your loft conversion. I know these garden rooms don't get used as much, but if you do it right, that would be the way. So you would have to infill between joists with Celotex, then go across with 45mm, then you put your vapor barrier, not just foil tape. Foil tape's not going to do it on its own. You need vapor barrier, and then you board it and skim it. I've seen a lot of builds been done without putting vapor barrier on the walls or ceilings, which is a big no-no. Now people try to save money and all that, but it's not worth it. So yes, we're gonna do it properly. So that's basically what you would need to do. Here we're kind of building it as we go. There's a rough idea of what we're doing, but not 100%. Roughly we know the design. So we're gonna fit the noggings in, and I need to finish a little bit stud there. Then hopefully by that time we'll know the size for the door here. So we're gonna have a 1 door, 2, 3. We don't know about internal layout yet. There might be some stud walls internally we don't know yet about, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, so far so good, and I will catch up with you in a bit. Hi everyone, just a catch up on this garden room build. As you can see, weather is not best. There's nothing you can do about that. But so done the studs. As you can see, we have propped it up as well with braces. So we're finishing just noggings where necessary. And what we will be doing, we will be boarding the stud walls as same as you would do with any of your timber builds for strength. Because obviously it's not strong without it. Then we're going to be putting the breather membrane on top, and that will then take our cedar cladding. So in some cases you might have to felt counterbatten it to get your airflow. Here the design's been without it. I personally would have done it, but I mean, I'm just doing what is being asked from me to do. So same for roof. I personally would counterbatten it. But again, supposedly it's the way it's been planned, it should be okay. I kind of agree, but I disagree, if you know what I mean. But anyway, it's not my decision, so I have said what I thought, what I would do, but anyway, it is what it is. So basically, our main task will be to get the plywood all the way around. However, what we will have to do, we have to sort of do it a bit at a time, because obviously we have braced it, and what we don't want to happen, we don't want it to be nailed on level. That's why what I need to do is put a couple noggings along there because because of the height, it doesn't have the top plate, it's not as strong, and also you would do that anyway just to tie it in. Obviously we got to put noggings on our roof joists. As you can see, we don't have fairings on. That is because the timber has been cut down with the fall, and reason being is just because they were too big anyway, so we could do that. Usually you would put fairings on, but yeah, in our case, because our timbers were oversized, we could cut them onto the timbers, and that saves. It was so roughly the same. It's just less, I guess, to do. Easier basically, because you can do it all on the floor and you don't have to sort of mess around with fairing pieces. So our job will be to always be outside, or plywood. We'll use plywood in this case, but because customer got plywood. But yeah, I would always be 11mm, doesn't really matter, both will work. And then once we've done that, then the wall should be solid and locked in, and then we can get the roof done. So again, I would personally counter batten for better airflow, but because we got quite a big soffit, so we'll have airflow, and the run is not that long, so we're going to create the airflow going in, over and out. So there will be airflow, but there won't be cross airflow. I personally like cross airflow. It does obviously cost a bit more because you got to buy battens, etc. But I personally, on a cold roof, I would suggest to do the cross ventilation. But saying that, this is only garden build, so it's not like a permanent room which is going to be used. So I guess it should, and it's going to have 3 big doors and a window, so technically it should be fine. Better safe than sorry, eh? So yeah, that's the plan. That's where we are, and I'll catch you in a bit.